This morning's headlines: 21-year-old Tanisha Balson of Fokani has been crowned the new Miss Dominica. In news from the region, the United States to terminate all Venezuelan oil and gas licenses. And on the international scene, the notorious Mexican drug lord among 29 extradited to the United States. Well, good morning, I'm Gavin Richards with the DBS Major Morning News. The details right after this.
The range of Kin juices are 100% natural with no added sugar. Kin offers a range of refreshing juices which are enriched with vitamin C and no added preservatives. Delight yourself in one of Kin's nectars or treat your little ones with a Kinita box drink at a refreshingly low price today. Kin, the juice in our lives. Sold at major supermarkets island-wide. Distributed by Fine Foods Inc.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
DBS News.
Welcome back, and first up in the news this morning, 21-year-old Tanisha Balson of Fokani has been, and also an employee of the Central Cooperative Credit Union, has been crowned the new Miss Dominica. Well, she won the title at Windsor Park last night. First runner-up was Aliyah Jajak of Canefield, and second runner-up Ruth Ann Henderson of Fischler and Granby. Ms. Balson took awards for Best Talent, Best Spectacular Wear, Best in Spectacular Wear, Best Evening Wear, and Best in Evening Wear. She also received the award for Miss Photogenic. The Best Interview Award went to Ruth Ann Henderson, while La Vida Liverpool took the Chairperson's Award for Punctuality and Dedication. Mia Francis also received the award for the Best Project. Miss Dominica Tanisha Balson told reporters that her hard work during the journey paid off in the end.
I feel amazing. I'm lost for words actually, and it was tough for me earlier in the night, but through prayer and determination I came out victorious, and I first want to thank the Lord for keeping me strong and keeping me able to go throughout the competition tonight. And I think the first thing that I would like to do in my reign is go towards the schools to promote my platform, which is holistic development through the arts.
As a former Miss WAP duet, how does it feel to now capture another national title?
It feels amazing. I believe the last Miss WAP duet to capture the Miss Dominica title would have been Tasia Flozak, and I made history again, and it feels amazing. I worked really hard, and my hard work paid off.
Said that one of your main goals is to promote your platform, holistic development through the arts. Can you tell us any projects that you have in the pipeline that we can expect within the coming months?
Well, one of my projects would be going back to the Trafalgar Primary School. I did that for my community project, and they really loved having me there, learning different dances. Earlier on in the week, I teach them how to do the heel and toe and just express themselves through dance. So this is one of the projects I will begin with throughout my.
And that's the new Miss Dominica Tanisha Balson. It's some more news this morning. Minister for Education Octavia Alfred has encouraged students to reject alcohol use and violence during the carnival season. Mrs. Alfred says students should not allow themselves to become vulnerable to the social ills which will surface over the next few days.
I take this opportunity to send a caution note to all our students.
An age-level characteristic of adolescent and teenagers is to feel invincible. You feel as if you're in control, and this and that can never happen to you. Therefore, I say to you, during this season, do not feel invincible, because anything that has happened to your friend or someone of your age can happen to you. This season, I want to say to you, it's an occasion where there'll be many, many temptations to indulge in the use of alcohol. But please avoid the use of alcohol at all costs. Stay in control of your behavior by avoiding alcohol, because the use of alcohol will affect your judgment and it will lead you to make poor decisions. And there's no reason to carry any weapons around. This season, play it safe and look out for your friends. Also, be responsible. Try to exercise healthy self-management and sound decision making. Exercise responsibility when it comes to your sexual behavior. Remember, your body is the temple of the Lord. Also, ensure that family members know your whereabouts. Always just keep checking home with somebody so they can know where you are. And as much as possible, try to move with friends, company. Don't make your move on your own.
And that's the Minister for Education, Octavia Alfred. God's Family House of Worship has provided an alternative to Carnival by staging the annual Conference Camp Meeting 2025 at Portsmouth. Well, the event is being held under the theme of Fresh Outpouring of Fire. Candia Carrett George is a member of God's Family House of Worship.
The event will be held from Sunday, March 2nd to Tuesday, March 4th. Sessions will be held from 10 a.m. every morning and 6 p.m. in the evenings at God's Family House of Worship Auditorium located in Zikak, Portsmouth. The featured speaker for camp meeting will be Bishop James Nelson Jr. from Baltimore, USA, and guest artists will be Blessed Messenger from Trinidad. Our daytime speakers will include Bishop Terence Baines out of Tobago, Bishop Jerry Laura, Reverend Griffin Daniel, and Minister Reneth Alexis. We also have on the lineup the Authentic Worshippers, the Shabbat Singers, the Sound of Deliverance Worship Team, God's Angels, Kadosh, and the Oasis Dance and Mime Ministry. Camp meeting has been provided over the years as an alternative to Carnival. So if you are seeking to get closer to God, if you are searching for a time of spiritual refreshing, if you are looking for a time of fun in the presence of the Lord, then camp meeting is the place for you to be this Carnival season. We are encouraging everyone to camp out in Portsmouth for the 3 days. So we are providing apartments for rent at a very reasonable rate. We are especially inviting all pastors and their churches from across the island to come out in large numbers for a time of empowerment. So gather your family, your friends, your church groups and youth groups and tell them, let's go to Portsmouth for camp meeting. It promises to be great. You won't want to miss it. For more information, call 276-1492.
And that was Candia Carrett George of God's Family House of Worship. Well, the Board of Governors of the Dominica State College has provided clarification on the ongoing issues at the college, where classes were disrupted earlier this week due to protest actions by the faculty and administrative staff of the Dominica State College. However, the Board of Governors said in a statement released yesterday that it is committed to resolving any outstanding issues at the institution. Well, Leila Langford reports.
The Board of Governors of the Dominica State College, DSC, has expressed the concern regarding the industrial action taken by faculty and administrative staff on Monday, February 24, 2025. In a release, the board addressed several concerns and provided clarifications. One key issue raised was the salary negotiations for the period of 2023 to 2026. The press release stated that the Dominica Public Service Police Union (PSU) was informed about the ongoing job reclassification exercise initiated by the board in response to feedback from staff. The Board of Governors of the Dominica State College emphasized that it cannot act individually on such a critical matter, and it is essential that discussions continue in the collaborative and constructive spirit that has been maintained thus far. The statement added that it is also important to note that the salaries of DSC staff are generally aligned with those of secondary school teachers. The press release further mentioned that the government of Dominica has invested over $4 million in the refurbishment of the DSC. The project is being conducted in phases and significant progress has been made in the past year, with blocks A, B, and C now fully renovated. The statement further added that the government remains committed to completing the process and is currently awaiting cost estimates for refurbishing the auditorium and the auto mechanics room. Additionally, the statement strongly refuted claims regarding unsanitary washroom conditions or the need for the faculty to share facilities with students. Designated bathroom facilities for lecturers are available on the upper campus and within the administrative wing of the lower campus. It is regrettable that misleading statements were made as they do not accurately reflect the current conditions. The Board of Governors and DSC management take the concerns of faculty and staff seriously and remain open to further discussions to resolve any outstanding issues. Leila Langford reporting for DBS News.
We say thanks to Leila Langford for that report. The Major Crime Unit has launched an investigation into a shooting incident that occurred near the Wesley Health Center. A young man from the Wesley community was shot around 9:45 p.m. on Wednesday. He was quickly transported to the Marigot Hospital for medical treatment, and it has been confirmed that he is conscious and in stable condition as a patient at the hospital. Meantime, the Major Crime Unit, along with the officers from the Maho Police Station, have initiated an investigation into a homicide. The body of a 35-year-old man from Collio, who resided in Jimmet, was discovered after he was allegedly stabbed by another young man at a different location in Jimmet. Well, the victim succumbed to his injuries at the scene where local residents found him. The body was examined by a medical practitioner at the scene and was pronounced deceased. The Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force is urging anyone with information regarding to these two incidents to visit the nearest police station. And the Dominica Fire and Ambulance Service has ramped up efforts to ensure safety during the Carnival Monday and Tuesday street parades. Station officer at the Roseau District, Grenfell Defoe, addressed the Discover Dominica Authority's Mass Dominic press conference yesterday.
The Dominica Fire and Ambulance Service, in accordance with our duties, have the responsibility to ensure that all mass gatherings or events such as Mass Dominic, the Real Mass 2025, is staged in a safe environment. As is tradition, this event will celebrate and showcase the island's culture, music, and natural beauty. Therefore, ensuring the safety of patrons along the Carnival route is critical to the success of Mass Dominic 2025. To achieve this goal, fire officers will monitor and advise on crowd safety, ensuring that all precautionary measures are taken to mitigate against hazards and incidents. We will respond to all health emergencies and disaster before, during, and after the celebrations. Further to this, fire and ambulance resources will be provided to include relevant personnel along the designated carnival routes to provide the following services. On-site officers will monitor the crowd activities, respond to all emergencies, attending to persons with medical, trauma, or minor infractions. They will also assist with the transportation of persons to the medical facilities at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital, if required, with the assistance of Brigade Headquarters, just to name a few. Additionally, Brigade Headquarters will also be monitoring all activities on the Carnival route via radio transmission or any other available means of communication.
And that's station officer at the Roseau District, Grenfell Defoe. In news from the region, the United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio has revealed a new directive that eliminates oil and gas licenses for foreign companies in Venezuela. The Trinidad and Tobago government has been planning to request an extension from the United States government for a license granted to Shell and to the National Gas Company to develop the Dragon Gas project in Venezuela, where the license initially issued in early 2023 allows the companies to proceed with planning the project, which aims to supply gas to Trinidad by 2027. And in 2023, the U.S. amended the license to permit payments to Venezuela in hard currency or in kind. But according to Marco Rubio, these authorizations improperly finance the government of Nicolas Maduro. The new measure seeks to cut off resources that, in Marco Rubio's opinion, sustain an illegitimate government and reinforces the hardline stance of the Trump administration. And on the international scene, Mexico has extradited 29 alleged drug cartel members to the United States, including high-profile gang leaders. Those extradited include notorious drug lord Rafael Caro Quintero, who has been wanted by the United States for murder of an American agent 40 years ago. The move, considered to be one of the biggest extraditions in Mexico's history, is seen as a major step in bilateral security relations between the two countries. It comes after U.S. President Donald Trump threatened earlier this year to impose tariffs on imports from Mexico, accusing it of failing to tackle drug trafficking and mass migration. But that's the news. Let's recap the headlines. A 21-year-old Tanisha Balson of Fokani has been crowned the new Miss Dominica. The United States to terminate all Venezuelan oil and gas licenses. A notorious drug lord among 29 extradited to the United States. That's the news. Stay tuned for sports.
Transform your meals with the superb quality that is found in Robert's products. Become a master baker with Balbocry shortening. Add a touch of love to your food with Sunflower Soft Luxury Spread. Perfect your bread with Glow Spread Margarine. Add mellow cream, the tastemaker flavor to all your gravies, soups, and stews. Robert's, for the love of cooking. Distributed by Fine Foods, the biggest distributor of the biggest brands found in Dominica.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank. NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time with Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
To pay your bills with Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Log on or sign up for Mobanking to bank online, anywhere, at any time. Visit nbdominica.com for more details and follow us on Facebook and YouTube.
So how should I pay you?
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
Well, welcome to the morning sports. Let's bowl off with cricket news and let's head straight to the ICC Champions Trophy as there's a crucial match underway between Afghanistan and Australia. Of course, that match has some implications for qualifications for the semi-finals of the ICC Champions Trophy. Both teams in search of a victory that will help their cause. Well, Afghanistan, they've won the toss. They're batting first. Afghanistan 176 for 5 after 35.4 overs. Of course, we had Ibrahim Zadran, who set a record the previous game for Afghanistan, getting the highest total in the history of the tournament. He departed for just 22 today. Artel, he got 85 for Afghanistan. And we have Spencer Johnson taking 2 for 42, Adam Zampa 2 for 32, and Glenn Maxwell 1 for 28 for the Australians. So it's Afghanistan 176 for 5 after 35.4 overs. And we'll say it's a good start for the Australian team as they're in search of a victory to help their hopes of qualifying for the semi-finals. Let's move on with some more sports as the Castlebrook Secondary School have advanced to the finals of the Sports Division Secondary Schools Under 16 Netball Tournament, while the Portsmouth Secondary School are through to the finals of the Under 20, and this is following playoff action yesterday at the Convent High School grounds, where Castlebrook Secondary School, they got past the Portsmouth Secondary School 30-18 in the Under 16 playoff. Talifa Stewart made 5 from 9 attempts, Stacey Henry 5 from 15, Jewel Benjamin 8 from 16 for the Portsmouth Secondary School, while for the Castlebrook Secondary School, Deanna Gustin made 13 out of her 19 attempts and Selena Winston 17 out of her 36 attempts. In the other playoff match, the Portsmouth Secondary School took down the Dominica State College, winning that game 22-18. Scoring for the Portsmouth Secondary School, Shanita Casey made 13 out of 23 attempts and Stacey Henry provided support, making 7 out of 14 attempts, while for the Dominica State College, Niabel Paquette made 8 from 20 and Akilia Daisy 10 from 21. So the finals will be held on the 14th of March at a venue to be announced, and the finals will feature the Convent High School and the Castlebrook Secondary School in the Under 16 division, and the Convent High School and the Portsmouth Secondary School in the Under 20 division. The Convent High School are defending champions in both divisions. Meantime, in some schools volleyball yesterday, Isaiah Thomas Secondary School got past the Pierre Charles Secondary School in straight sets. The ITSS took that game at 25-18, 25-21, and 25-22. Let's move to some cricket news, or back to cricket news, as the Windward Islands women will be looking to bounce back following their defeat to Barbados as the CG United Insurance Women's Super 50 Overs tournament continues today in St. Kitts. Well, the Windward Islands will take on Trinidad and Tobago. Other matches today, we'll see Guyana playing the Leeward Islands and Jamaica taking on Barbados. Well, Barbados, they're on top of the point standings with 15 points. The Windward Islands close second on 13 points. Jamaica has 10 points. Guyana 9 points. That should be Trinidad 9 points. Guyana 7 points. And the Leeward Islands in the bottom with just 2 points. In some more cricket news, President of the Dominica Cricket Association, Clement Masler, says there is need to strengthen club structure within cricket. He says most clubs are poorly organized and the players are getting the short end of the stick as a result. He says the Cricket Association will continue with its push for improved club structure and will help to put policies in place to guide the process.
Our club structure, we know Tremors have been there, we know Starlights have been there, we know Grand Bay Coals have been there, Nagico Northern Star have been there as clubs with their playing areas, right? But we need to be able as a board, and I think I lament that the fact that we were unable to do it last year, and we are looking forward to really getting that done, is visiting the clubs and seeing exactly what is there. What exists, what operational procedures are there, and how we as the association can use the resources that we make from Dream 11 to help solidify the clubs. Because, or is it a case where we have to relook at it and see whether it would be regional clubs or and augment it to ensure that we have good cricket coming out from there? And that is only where we can see ourselves moving forward as a national organization where we have very strong independent clubs that are working day and night, and all the DCA executives has to do is to ensure that we steer the process in a structured manner.
And that's President of the Dominica Cricket Association, Clement Masler. Meantime, Masler has announced that there will be another edition of the Dream 11 HIL T10 tournament this year. He says, however, it is unlikely that 2025 will see two competitions.
The Dream 11 tournament, we spoke a lot about it. It is one where it brings in the revenue. This year, we will only be able to have one tournament because the contract that we had initially with Dream 11, we had they asked for an extension. And why being so? The extension is that because of the laws in India has changed to put so much pressure on Dream 11 financially, we thought it was better to extend the contract so that we in turn can discuss without having to have them under undue pressure on the other end. So financially, we would remain stable with that. As a matter of fact, we're in discussion of pushing up the amounts so that the revenue that we gain, we could go out into more other projects within the year.
President of the Dominica Cricket Association, Clement Masler. The president of the West Indies Players Association, Wavell Hines, says it is important for there to be a good relationship between the Players Union and Cricket West Indies. Well, Hines was elected for a seventh time unopposed as president on the weekend, and Hines says that WIPA is committed towards the well-being of the players.
We have been focusing on the needs of the members. We have a strategic plan that we developed in 2018 that we refreshed every year, and we have key performance indicators. So it's not just a pie-in-the-sky thing, it is a strategic thing, and our strategic plan is aligned with Cricket West Indies one, because at the end of the day and at the bottom of both strategic plan, Cricket West Indies and WIPA must be the advancement of West Indies cricket, move it forward on the field. So we're not at loggerheads about issues. We may have differences in the room where we negotiate it, which don't necessarily need to come in the public. But the aim of the game is to drive West Indies cricket forward. No corporate entity or anybody with superior skills and knowledge and elite talent will want to associate with West Indies when the environment is turmoil and is always about banter and about $5. If the pot is $5 and we don't look to grow the $5 to $15, while inflation we take the $5, we'll be fighting for $5 that is really value dollars. So it is always good to work together and try and move it forward.
And that's the president of the West Indies Players Association, Wavell Hines. Well, the rest of the executive is Nixon McLean, the vice president. The honorary secretary is Wayne Lewis. The assistant secretary is Liam Sebastian. And the treasurer, Ridley Jacobs. Some more cricket this morning. While the West Indies Masters, they got past England by 8 runs yesterday, picking up their second straight win in the International Masters T20 League. Batting first, the West Indies Masters posted 179 for 6 in their 20 overs. Chris Gale, the Universe boss, got 39. Dwayne Smith and Nasing Dinarine added 35 runs each. Ashley Nurse also got 29. Well, for England, Monty Panessa, he picked up 3 for 14, and Chris Sofield 2 for 21. England, in search of 180, they made 171 for 8 in their 20 overs. Chris Schofield got 32 and Phil Mustard 31. We had Jerome Taylor, Ravi Rampal and Sumilan Ben getting 2 wickets each for the West Indies. So the West Indies making it 2 wins in a row following their impressive 7-wicket win over Australia in their opening match. And the West Indies will be in action again next week against Sri Lanka. And the Jamaican Scorpions captain John Campbell believes that his side will improve as the competition in the CWI Regional 4-Day Tournament continues. The Scorpions are currently in 5th place in the point standings on 33.2 points. Campbell says while it is not the best of starts, consideration has to be given to the fact that the team is a young team. He says the team has been working hard during the break.
We've been in some sort of preparation going into the next 2 games. I mean, we have 2 games and then a break. I just strongly believe that I'd say that outside of Blackwood and myself, we're very inexperienced. So that plays a big factor at this level. I mean, we're going up against guys with a lot of experience. Other than the last game, I think we did pretty decent with the bat. Against Leewards as well, we scored over 300 runs in the first innings. I mean, we'd have loved to score more, but I think we're doing a pretty decent job with the current group of guys. I mean, as I said earlier, I think we'll get better with time. As the competition goes by, we'll get better.
And that's the Jamaican Scorpions captain, John Campbell. Well, Trinidad, they're on top of the point standings with 55.4 points. The Leeward Islands are second on 50.8 points. Barbados third on 50 points. Guyana fourth on 45.2 points. Jamaica, they're holding down the 5th position with 33.2 points. The Windward Islands are 6th on 16.8 points. The CCC has 15.2 points. And the West Indies Academy just the 4 points. Well, the cricket action in the CWI Regional 4-Day Tournament will resume on Wednesday. And of course, I will give you some more details on that. Before we leave, we can also give you some more details on the crucial ICC Champions Trophy match is between Afghanistan and Australia. Remember, Afghanistan won the toss. They've elected to bat first. It's a must-win game for both teams. And Afghanistan are now 186 for 6 after 37 overs. So the batting seemed to be struggling a bit for the Afghanistan team. Well, that's where we'll come to the end of the DBS Morning Sports Report, News and Sports. Of course, I'm Gavin Richards, wishing everyone a happy Friday. More news and sports at 11 o'clock during the morning news update and at 1:15, of course, for the lunchtime package. Good morning, everyone.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time. With Mobanking, the faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
To pay your bills with Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Log on or sign up for Mobanking to bank online, anywhere, at any time. Visit nbdominica.com for more details and follow us on Facebook and YouTube.
So how should I pay you?
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
DBS News. Accurate, up-to-date, professional. We bring you the news of the nation via 3 newscasts, Monday to Saturday at 7 a.m. The DBS Major Morning News, 1:15 p.m. Your lunch.